Hi guys, and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I hope you all are having a really calm time. And for those of you who are keen on learning about the tarot and understanding your deck, well, I have some news for you. So, yesterday we spoke about understanding your deck of cards, getting yourself a good deck of cards that you're comfortable with, and also getting one that appeals to you rather than just looks good. Today we will speak about the major arcana, which is the 22 cards that have these names right at the bottom. So for those of you who own a deck of tarot cards, you can take out your card, the Fool, take your pen and page, possibly a nice little book, and look at the card. Then close your eyes and think of the message that you're getting from the card. Now, when I look at the major arcana, I see these as your life lessons, and I see that these sort of dominate your reading. They sort of dominate the theme of your reading. So with tarot cards, it talks about your recent past, your current, which is your present, and then your near future. And therefore, you may see people may go more regularly, like every 6 months or once a year, for a tarot reading, as opposed to every year or 2 years for a palm reading. Now, with the tarot, I would suggest looking at it, clearing your mind, not thinking anything specific, just having a look at the card and feeling the energy that you get from that card. Does it have a message to give you? Does it have a message for you to understand? Is it a message that you should share with someone? Now, usually when I read the card of the Fool, which is the card that, as you can see up on the top here, it's 0, it's the beginning. So this is like the baby phase in your life, starting over, a new beginning, not even starting over, starting a beginning. If this card falls in the past of your layout, this card would represent things that you would have not done, and you would be questioning it, and you would be asking yourself, why haven't I made that decision, etc. Or it could be what has brought you to here, and you may feel a bit of regret. Now, what we have done or not done, we have to find a way to let it go. Because when we don't let it go, if there's no remedy or solution and we don't let it go, we will sit with that for a long time, and it's very hard to move beyond that. The Fool usually refers to the person who is having the reading. So that is a significator of you, of where you are currently. Usually trying to juggle everything at the same time and feeling like you're overwhelmed and falling over. So sometimes you may find this card showing your naivety in a situation. And when we have that naivety in a situation, we tend to do impulsive or foolish things. Now, when this card comes up in your past, it says that we have to look at different options that we may not have taken before, and we should look at questioning them and how they would look in future. If we had taken one of those other options, where would it have taken us now? So perhaps we were faced with something before, and we had choice A, B, C, and we decided to make a decision of choice A. That choice may have brought us to where we are. So I would ask you, when you have this card, to sit down and to question, had you taken B or C, being very realistic, where would it have taken you? Because sometimes we beat ourselves up because of a particular thought. We think, if I'd done that, it would have been better. But if we had done that, it may not have been better. And if we thought it at that time, we would have done that. So this card also is saying that there's been time that you've wasted. Let it go. You can't redeem that time. You can't get that time back. Now you're going to have to look at it. I have put myself in the situation. I have made my bed. It doesn't mean I have to sleep in it. I have to get up and I can dust it and I can remake this bed. I have to look at a way forward and a solution. If this card comes up in your present, it shows that you might be feeling a need to let go of a task or throw the towel in. Part of you would feel like starting a new journey, and it's an exciting card to be in your present. But again, it signifies taking everything in your hands and feeling like everything's too much to handle, and you may feel a bit overwhelmed. But this card also shows a new purpose in your life, new opportunities, and also about making new friends. But all the while, this card is asking you to be cautious of what you do. Don't jump in head first. Make sure you know what you're doing. It also shows finding your spiritual pathway and realizing. So it's not about saying I'm Hindu or I'm Christian or I'm spiritual, but it's about finding it, feeling it, believing it, and enjoying it. It's not about fearing it and thinking I am this and I've got to remain that. So this card is actually really good. It's sort of like the beginner's way of thinking, a beginner's mind. And in the future, this card is also quite good, but it warns you of being too hasty with certain decision making. So you're going to have to be very, very careful. Again, as I've mentioned before, that this card will be as strong or as weak as the cards that it may be laying beside. So you cannot look at a card only in isolation. You've got to be able to look at them all together. It's like playing a game of cards. You've got to have a winning hand. I hope this has been very helpful for you, and I hope you have learned from this, and do stay safe. Lots of love, Melissa.